Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in. Today we are going to be multiplying polynomials. We're going to be multiplying a monomial and a polynomial. Remember, a monomial is one term and a polynomial is any number of terms. So obviously this is our monomial and this is our polynomial. All right, when we do this, we're going to distribute. All right, so let me start with this. I'm going to circle my monomial and I'm going to put an arrow to each one of my terms here. You're going to want to remember your properties of exponents when you do this because we're going to be multiplying those same bases. So, in case you forgot, when you have the same base and you multiply across, you add your exponents. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to multiply our numbers. 3 times 2 is 6. And then let's not forget about our variables. So x squared times x to the third. If you wrote it out over here, we know we'd add those exponents and that would get us x to the fifth. All right, that one's done. Next term. Now it's a negative x, which means that that's technically a negative 1x squared. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. X squared times x squared, if you add those, you get x to the fourth. Next term. 3 times 4 is going to give me a positive 12. X squared, remember the exponent on this guy is a 1. X squared times x is going to give me x to the third. All right, that guy's done. Lastly, 3 times negative 3 is going to give me negative 9. And then you still have your x squared. There's nothing to multiply it by with a variable over here, so we'll just bring it down. When you're all done with that, you want to double check and make sure you don't have any like terms. Like terms have the same variable and number part. And since all these exponents are different, they're all not like terms, so I am simplified. All done. Let's look at some other examples. All right, here's my monomial. We're going to distribute this to the polynomial. This has 3 terms, so we call it a trinomial. Technically, this is a negative 1. And don't forget, the exponent on this guy is a 1. I'm going to put that in there so we don't forget. 4 times negative 1 gives me a negative 4. Y times y to the third. When you have the same base and you multiply across, you add your exponents. This gives us y to the fourth. That guy's gone. All right, 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Y times y squared. There's your exponent 1 right there. All done. Lastly, 4y times negative 1 is negative 4y. We don't have any like terms, so this is simplified. 2 more examples. All right, for this one, we just have variables for your monomial. So I'll make it pretty easy because all those numbers are going to stay exactly the same. Technically, that's a 1z to the z squared. So you're technically multiplying by 1. So for our first term, 1 times 4 gives me 4. And then z squared times z to the fourth. You add those exponents, you get z to the sixth. All right, z squared times z to the third. Then you can give me z to the fifth power. This guy's done. Next term, we're going to have negative 11 because remember, we're multiplying by 1 technically. And then when we add our exponents, we'll have z to the fourth. Okay. Negative 6, we're going to bring that guy down. But now we're also multiplying by the z squared, so he's going to have a z squared. No like terms. All done. All right, last one. Let's circle our monomial. 2, 3. We have 4 terms. 4 terms on that one, so that's a polynomial. Let's multiply our numbers, add our exponents. Negative 5 times 4 gives me negative 20. We have our b. 3 plus 5 gives me 8. Next one. Negative 5 times negative 2 gives me a positive 10. B to the third and b to the third. When you add them together, you get b to the sixth. Negative 5 by technically it's a positive 1 gives me negative 5. There's an exponent of 1 on that guy, so altogether we're going to b to the fourth. Last one. Negative 5 times negative 11 gives me a positive 55. There's no variable here, so I'm just going to bring the b to the third down. No like terms? All good.